Greetings, YouTube. It's Bowspira, the weirdest guy on YouTube and possibly the internet, and I feel like there's a message I need to put out there that's on my heart to say to everyone. And me calling myself the weirdest guy on YouTube and possibly the internet based on hate comments I got ages ago kind of actually seems like a really good fit for this. So basically, if I were to sum up my message in a single soundbite to everyone for this video, it's be part of a tribe of one. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we live in a world where everything's tribal. You know, you're either for this side or you're for that side. If you don't stand for this, you are the worst of that, and vice versa. And we're taught from an early age to fit in, but in some ways that's a toxic lesson. And I guess being on the spectrum, I kind of have a very outside, out of the box view on this, because invariably when you are on the spectrum, you are an outsider. You don't fit in. Um, but it tends to get, as I said, very toxic. It's one thing to obviously, want everyone to get along, and that's great in an ideal world, but the problem is that we have this groupthink mentality in the world where you're going to have someone who will have either be very charismatic, very intimidating, very dominating, etc. in a group. And then you've got everyone else that's going to want to go along and follow along with them, and often that means people not saying what they really think. People might be a part of a group, but they never speak up, or they're on eggshells when they do speak up. Or people just shut down, make themselves small, and just go along with whatever the leader says to follow. Because they don't want to be hated. They don't want anyone hating themselves. Only here's the thing. If you are shutting yourself down and you're saying, I'm not worthy as I am to be loved by someone else, to be accepted by someone else, to be liked by someone else, to be appreciated by someone else for who I am, you're already hated by the person that matters most, you. When you say, I have to be someone else to be loved, you're saying you're unlovable as you are. When you're saying, I have to be someone else to be accepted, you're saying, I am incapable of being accepted for who I am, as I am. When you're saying, I need to be someone else to be valued by others, you're saying that you are worthless as you are. It's simple logic. And at the end of the day, if a million people like someone you're pretending to be, but if you were the real you, then most of those people might not, maybe a handful would, then not only are you ultimately hated by people, including yourself, that don't love you for who you are and never will, and therefore it's toxic to base your identity on them when they don't value you, but that handful of people that would love you, would accept you, would find value in you for being you, aren't getting the chance to because you're not being you. And I think it's just something that people really, really need to consider. I mean, what matters more? Being liked for a false persona? Being accepted for a false persona? Or loving yourself for who you are, even if that means you're alone, you're isolated, and you're treated like a pariah? I don't know about you, but the way I see it, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't see that we're worthy of love, then how can anyone else love us? And if people would love us for who we are, how are we able to let them in to be able to love us if we're not saying we're worthy of being loved for who we are? Value what you think, not what anyone else thinks. Value your own opinions, not the opinions you've internalized that are the opinions of others. Love yourself for who you are, rather than what the world says you should be. If the only tribe, if say you're in a situation where what you were was utterly toxic as far as everyone else in the world was concerned, and you had the choice of being in one of several tribes, the only tribe you should want to be in that situation is a tribe of one, a tribe of you. Because at least you love yourself. And at the end of the day, the person that has to be happy with you, the person that has to live with your regrets, the person that has to deal with whether you believe you are unlovable or lovable or have worth or are worthless, there's only one person that has to deal with that. You. So you may as well love yourself. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to who loves you, you loving yourself, you valuing who you are, what you think, what you really think, and how you see the world, is ultimately what matters far more than how anyone else in the world feels about those things about you. So if you're going to be part of a tribe, be part of a tribe of one. Until next time, folks, be kind to each other. You deserve it.